Hey guys, and welcome back to the Mattyo channel. It's me, your host Mattyo here, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you decide to stick around. Currently, I'm aiming to put out 2 videos a week, one on Wednesdays, one on Friday. Anyway, you didn't click on this video to hear me babble on. Well, actually it did, but about different stuff, so let's get to that anyway. Have you ever wondered what Tinder would be like in real life? I know I haven't, but the good folks over at Jubilee, they have, and they've assembled the most awkward but interesting way to bring Tinder to the real world. Of course, it's exactly as awful as you think it would be. Before we jump in, I want you guys to take a moment and close your eyes. See if you can imagine having your last Tinder conversation, well in a room with 20 different women sitting in a circle around you. Now I don't know about you guys, but that could go a lot of different ways, so I'll be praying for our boy today. Anyway, let's meet this pioneer of antisocial dating in real life. It's John.
Alright, first round, we're good.
So this is John. He's had the bright idea to hit up Jubilee for his chance at snagging a hot date tonight. So what do they do? Well, what's the first thing you want to do when you want to get to know somebody? You talk to them. So Jubilee took that away. Threw it right out the window. No talking. In this in-real-life Tinder challenge, they put John in a room with 20 different women, all sitting really awkwardly on the floor for some reason, and they forced them to communicate via a group chat. Now, first off, if I was John, I'd be out right then and there because every single one of these girls is using an iPhone, and I'm really more kind of an Android guy myself. But I mean, I guess John's better than me and he can overlook major flaws like that, whatever. He's a better man than me, what can I say? Secondly, why do they have all these girls sit on the floor? Like, could they not afford chairs? They had enough budget to get this really weird, eerily white set that kind of burns your corneas when you're looking at it in the dark. And honestly, like, they've also got everybody to wear black pants and white shirts. They gotta have some kind of budget here, right? So why not just buy like some chairs, maybe a couple benches? If you're doing 20 versus 1 challenges like this one, like they do it a lot, I feel like they should probably have enough seating for the people that show up. I digress. Somehow Jubilee convinced these 20 girls to show up and text a dude as they're in the same room while sitting on the floor in a circle around him, and according to that first clip, they all think he's at least attractive enough for a right swipe. Now all he has to do is win them over. Let's turn that charm on, John.
I'm an introvert. I would enjoy someone that is a little bit more extroverted. Granted, not someone that's like goes off the handle and is just like bouncing everywhere. Whatever that means.
So alright, our boy John, he's a little shy, and I mean, that's fine. He's looking for somebody that's slightly extroverted, but not too extroverted. Basically, he wants somebody that'll ask the questions at the grocery store for him so he doesn't have to. I mean, we all know how dangerous that can be. Like, the other day, I was looking for tissues in Walgreens, and I asked the girl where the tissues were, and she pulled a goddamn earbud out of her ear and was like, really confused looking at me, and she's just like, did you just say I had issues? And I was like, nah, I just want to know where the tissues are. And I mean, I wasn't commenting on her now clear insecurity issues, but she basically told me she had insecurity issues by asking that question. So whatever, that's her fault. All I wanted was some tissues because I had a cold. Anyway, I'm off topic. We get to see this Tinder group chat in action. It's a huge mess. People are responding so fast that there's no way that our poor John can filter through all of these messages. And the girls definitely can't either. In fact, poor Corey Ann had to ask what the question was because she missed it. The chat was moving so fast. So clearly this was a well thought out and well tested plan by Jubilee. Anyway, we only lose one contestant to the tribal council on this question, which I guess means she was either an introvert or way too extroverted. We have no way of knowing because Jubilee doesn't actually like tell us or give us an interview with them or even tell us their names, so whatever, like we just can't tell.
I've actually been a smoker since I was 18. I have switched off of cigarettes to vaping. I know it's like obnoxious to people that don't, and I understand why, but that is something that is a part of my daily life.
Hashtag Vape Nation, boys. Of course our boy is a vapor. Now, no offense to John, but he kind of looks like the stereotypical vaping guy. Now, I've been to a few vape shops in my time, and there's always somebody that looks like him inside. And if they're not working there, then they're sitting at the bar, like the vape bar lounge thing, just blowing some sick clouds while browsing Instagram for the latest vape posts. Seriously, it's actually like kind of weird. How bored would you have to be to just go sit in a vape shop and look at Instagram on your phone for like 6 hours a day? It's it's an interesting lifestyle, but on the flip side, those people are usually pretty nice people who help you pick out your vape stuff. So like, I'm going to infer that this John is a nice vape dude who vapes the day away sitting in a vape bar after coming home from a sick skateboard vape session. And I mean, I have a friend who used to be like that, minus the skateboard, so like, it's okay. We went to the vape shop this one time so that he could get new batteries for his sick vape rig, and like this dude at the counter screamed, "Mattyo!" when I walked in. It really caught me off guard because I'm not used to being recognized or on a first name basis with the people at vape establishments. But it ended up being a guy from my classes, so I maintained my self-respect because I was not on a first name basis with the vape shop employees. Well, I was, but not because I vape. You know what I mean? Damn, I went off on a tangent again. Where were we? Oh, right. So like half of these girls left during that question. Apparently they just don't like vaping. Whatever, dude. Juuling's pretty hot right now, whatever. Now, whether or not it was because they couldn't stand vaping, or because he blew them away with his super strong vaping lungs, we'll never know. But since he's already come out with the most embarrassing thing that he could ever tell any of these girls, he just decides to jump right on into the risque topics from here.
Is it sexual? I'm not trying to get choked out or, you know, have like a rope around my throat, but small kinks are fine. Like, I guess I'll draw the line of like no feet just because I'm not interested in that and I don't want anyone touching mine. So
John, my boy, if you're trying to seduce women, let me give you a word of advice. Don't open up talking about feet, even if you're specifically trying to avoid those creepy feet people. Over text, there's no way to determine if you're joking or not, and it just kind of sounds like you're into it, and that's not a good look, fam. You do manage somehow to claw back some self-respect from it, though, and the initial foot shock only lost you one girl to this awkward display. I mean, it's not your fault. You're doing it through text, and through text you can't really, like, you know, say sarcastic things or joke or whatever, because I would understand. You'd think that the people at Jubilee would think about this, but they didn't. So, whatever. And honestly, that could lead to some awkward things, like, you know, some girl picked up on it and was like, oh, this guy's into feet. And then all of a sudden, you get home, like, you go out, do a date, you get home, it's like an awesome date, and you go to her house or whatever, you take off your shoes because it's kind of rude to wear them inside, and besides, your dogs are barking, if you know what I mean. But when you do, she just can't take her eyes off of your feet. I mean, that'd be super fucking weird, right? And she would just respond by saying, oh, I thought you were into it. Didn't you say that during the thing? And then she's like, it won't work out. And then you're like, it definitely won't work out because you're creepy and you're looking at my feet. So then you've wasted a perfectly nice Saturday spending all your time with a creepy, foot-loving, Nike-loving degenerate who just kind of gives you the creeps. It's not the best look.
The more open-minded you are, the more willing you are to see where the other person is coming from and hopefully meet them halfway. Just because people that are generally closed-minded, you can't really have like open discussions with them and actually like try to get somewhere because they're already set in their ways. Extremely liberal, or on the flip side, if you're extremely conservative, like even though I might share more views with you, once again you'll be more closed-minded towards other people that don't share similar views with you.
Oh my god, yes. John, you boss. Going on Jubilee to own the libs. If you feel Bernie Sanders should be president, please leave. I really didn't know that John was my spirit animal. Like, come on, dude. He's out here on the weird dating shows, still fighting the good fight, the only fight, the American fight, the fight against socialism. And he owns it too. That smug face that he gives the camera when one girl gets up and leaves. He looks just like Ben Shapiro after he lays down some facts that obliterate his opponent's argument. Okay, that was epic, if I do say so myself. Anyway, now that he's sure he's in the right company, and right, you know what I mean, right? Conservative, right? Get it? He discloses that he would like to be married in the next 4 years or so.
My dad got married when he was 20, had me when he was 22. I'm 26, not even close. But I would preferably be at least married by 30. I actually am looking for something more, I guess, solid. I'm tired of just like dating people for like, oh, hey, here's 6 months, here's 4 months. I'm actually looking for like long term at this point.
So here we are. We made it to the end of Tinder. He got rid of the rest of these girls by making sure they were over 21, which seems like something Jubilee could have asked beforehand. I mean, I just feel like age range is kind of a big factor in this kind of thing. Like, what would have happened if he got to this point and then all of them were under 21? Like, he would have just been screwed because Jubilee can, for some reason, only get people that are younger. It's a little weird, but whatever. Regardless, John is left with 2 women. Now, I don't know if our boy's going in for the threesome or if he's going to try to make them duel out old West style, for the right to date him. But what gets me is the lack of an ending for us. Jubilee didn't even think it was important enough to tell us the girls' names. Like, what did I just watch this whole thing for? Not to know what the hell how the ending goes. It's not the not the best format, if I do say so myself. It seems like a huge oversight on their part, and it leaves me with a very disappointing ending. But hey, at least we know what Tinder would be like in real life. We know that Tinder in real life would be awkward, kind of quiet, and 90% of the girls who you match with initially will walk away after the first few questions. Wow, that actually kind of sounds like real Tinder. Maybe they did a decent job modeling it. Well, I mean, he did end up with 2 girls at the end of the day, and that's kind of a rare occurrence on Tinder. I don't know if you know this. So maybe it's not exactly a 1 in 20 chance of that happening. So maybe they kind of exaggerate a little bit, but whatever. It actually seems pretty legit, despite all my criticisms. Anyway, guys, I want you to tell me your most ridiculous Tinder story in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video and made it this far without subscribing, please consider it. It would really help me out, and it only takes 1 click. Also, if you made it this far, you probably liked the video, right? Well, hit that like button for me. It always really helps me out, and it helps the video do better too, so you're just helping get more content, all that. It's great. Anyway, I've been Mattyo. You've been awesome. Have a great day, and God bless you.